Hi, my name is Anthony Berdis. I use he, they pronouns, and I am currently in a PhD program for art education. My background was in studio art, and then my other side of me was as a preschool and elementary school teacher. And so I'm currently in a space where I'm trying to connect these worlds together through art education. But I do identify as a proud educator and artist. So along the wall are a series of handmade paper paintings that I did at a wonderful studio in Erie, Pennsylvania called Grounded Print Shop. Backing up a little bit, as an educator, I started teaching at the school that I went to. A lot of my classmates, their children were going to my school, and I was their teacher. So even my bullies were the parents of my students. I had this like weird relationship of like, oh my gosh, I never thought I would see you again. And now here I am, like in this role as your child's teacher. And so I thought about that and that relationship. And all these adults, their lives have changed. They're no longer the bully, but to me, they were in some way. And so I started to think about them as their child self. And returning back to Erie, I also came across a lot of old memories, like high school composite photos, elementary school photos. And so I started to source those composite photos and abstract them into these portraits. And those became a paper bully series that I was exploring through this abstract application of colored paper pigment and collage materials through these things, but sourcing those pieces. In the center of the room are a series of sculptures that I have kind of been like blurring the space between of like ghost or scarecrow, and I'm still kind of figuring that out. But there is, I believe, 5 sculptures of different heights and different material that kind of abstract the idea of what a scarecrow could be. My initial looking at scarecrows or ghosts was thinking initially about the AIDS crisis and imagining a world of what a white cotton bedsheet ghost would look like if they were queer. And I don't think that they would necessarily be the white cotton bedsheet we see at Halloween time. I think that they would be more full of life and fun and love in a way. As I was kind of mining this history of the AIDS crisis, I also came across the horrific violence in the 90s with Brandon Teeny and Matthew Shepard. And when Matthew Shepard was a young gay man walking home in Wyoming, he was brutally attacked and left for dead. And his body, when he was found, appeared to be a scarecrow. And so that reference of a scarecrow, thinking about this history has that double meaning in the work. This history of people who are bullied, or this history of people whose lives were taken or were cut short because of bullying. So imagining this space of a world where through the gallery and through my art making to honor their lives and share joy and share a space where I can be with them in some way. The pieces are very vibrant and maximal. On one side, there's one thing, and then you look and you're like, oh, wait, there's a whole other side to it. So I invite you to keep looking and then keep finding things and joy. And we are in hard times here in the United States, and it's hard to remember joy. And I think for me, queer joy needs to be centered for myself. And I think remembering that we can be torn down, but there's a beauty in celebrating community.